Hey everyone, and welcome to the Chicago Public Library's Wheatpasting 101, part of the Teen Summer Challenge, Make Space, Take Action. Watching this video will get you at least 1 pick 4 square, 2 if you make it a protest sign, and 3 if you put your poster on social media and tag UMedia Chicago. You can pick up your Wheatpasting grab and go kit with all the supplies you need at your local Chicago Public Library branch while supplies last. Now let's get started. What is wheat pasting? Wheat paste is a glue made up of flour, sugar, and water. You use that glue to take your artwork and ideas out of your head and into your community. It's the art of ideas plus glue plus a wall. It's a way for you to experiment and test your thoughts on the outside world. It's a way for you to talk to your neighbors. It's a way to say something in public. Basically, it's gluing paper to a wall. To get you started, here's what we have in our free grab and go kits from the library. A 3-inch wide brush to put the wheat paste on the wall with. A little canister with a twisty top to hold your wheat paste and bring it on the go. Some acrylic paint and a Sharpie, which both won't run if your poster gets wet outdoors and when you put the paste on it. And then also some thinner paint brushes for the details on when you're making your poster. You'll be getting some newsprint paper, which is thinner paper. It sticks to the walls better, it's easier to put up, and it kind of conforms to the brick or the concrete surfaces, the wood grain, things of that nature. You'll be getting some flour and sugar, enough to make 2 different batches. And yeah, that's about it. Let's get to making that wheat paste. Okay, so to make the wheat paste itself, we're gonna need 4 cups of water, half a cup of sugar, a cup of flour, a little whisk, a rubber spatula, keep our little container close by, and a sauce pot. So I'm going to take the water and dump it into the sauce pot. Okay, so after your water has boiled, turn the stove off, dump the sugar in, whisk, whisk, whisk until the sugar has dissolved. The sugar adds a little bit of stick and a little bit of gloss to your wheat paste so that it's protected from the elements outdoors. And then next what we're going to want to do is take half of our flour and put it into our little canister here. We don't want to put the whole thing. So we've got half of our flour in the canister. Take some of our water and dump it into the canister. Take our whisk. I want to whisk, 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 whisk until we get all of the little chunks out. And you may even want to grab your spatula at this point and just scrape the sides and get all that flour and water mixed together and get as many chunks as you can. You may not get all of them, but that's okay. Okay. Most important part is getting the flour and the water mixed together. Just really get in there. Okay. All right, once we do that, we want to dump it into here. Okay. And we want to whisk, whisk, whisk again. Getting all the little chunks out as much as we can. And then slowly dump the rest of the It'll start to get thicker. Whisk, 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 whisk. That's good. This is about the texture that we want it to be. Maybe we want to take this a little bit and just kind of give it a last little, get the edges in. And that's that. Then we want to let it cool down for about 10 to 15 minutes. All right, so once your wheat paste is cooled down, you can kind of stick your finger in there and it's cool to the touch. We're gonna grab our little container, our spatula, we're ready to go. All right, so now we want to figure out our design for the Wheatpaste poster. So what I like to do is I like to wander around the library and look up different books. So graphic design books are really good. They'll explain different ways to lay out posters. And then what I specifically like to use them for is different typefaces and things of that nature. There also might be a typography book at your library. So I would check that out and use it as inspiration. There's also defont.com. And then I have to think about what I'm going to actually put on my poster, which I think I'm gonna put something about housing on here. So we want to make it bold so that everyone can see it. We want to make it interesting from far away and up close. Okay, so you have it mostly laid out. Now I'm going to take my Sharpie and go to town. So we've got our design. I've painted it with some acrylic paints, and now we are ready to go figure out where to put it. Okay, so when you're picking a wall for your wheat paste, ask yourself, who do I want to see this wheat paste? How long do I want it to last? And who owns this wall that I want to put it on? For a protest sign, you might want to put it in a very public area like a busy intersection. Or you may have a more targeted audience, like people at a specific bus stop or a grocery store. Think about your audience when you choose the location of where you want to paste. Once you've figured out the general location, you're going to want to figure out what kind of wall would be best for your poster. Wood is really easy to wheat paste on. It goes up quickly and the poster will stay up for a while. Brick is a little bit harder because it's textured, and the poster will start to flake off sooner. Concrete is somewhere in the middle depending on how smooth it is. Whatever wall you choose will have its pros and cons, and as you experiment, it's important to keep in mind that your wheat paste may not stay up forever, and that's totally okay. It's part of the art form. Just get your idea out there and keep it moving. Once you have your location and wall picked out, the next step is to get permission from the wall owner. If it's a wall attached to a store, you have easier access to figuring out who owns the wall by just going in and asking someone who works there. If it's someone's house, it may be harder to get a hold of them, and they may be more weary of letting you put your message on their wall. You can write them a letter and give them your contact information and explain what you want to do and why you want to do it. If it's in an abandoned building, there may not be an owner. The easiest wall to paste on is one that's owned by someone you already know, whose contact information you already have, and will be supportive of you putting your message into the world. I can use your wall to put up my wheat paste? Yes, awesome. Okay, I'll be over tomorrow. All right, great. Bye. All right, so we found our spot, and now we just need to put up the wheat paste. So I'm gonna take my poster and make sure that it fits. All right, looks like it fits. Place it down. Take out my wheat paste. And just slather it around all over. Just up and down. All around. And don't let your poster lay. Make sure that you don't get as least amount of bubbles as